Welcome back to the Takeout. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell gave a speech in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and with one sentence that neither you nor I can confidently translate, nevertheless sent all three stock indices roaring. Very, very bullish. Why? Because within the opaque language you are about to hear, traders excavated clues of an interest rate cut that they believe is coming.
Nonetheless, with policy in restrictive territory, the baseline outlook and the shifting balance of risks may warrant adjusting our policy stance.
Still don't understand it. U.S. economics editor for The Economist, a great magazine that calls itself a newspaper, Archie Hall joins me. Archie, great to have you.
Great to be here.
So, the Federal Reserve Chair, with his speech, did, even though that's hard to translate, say there are things in the economy that might warrant an interest rate cut in September.
Yeah, it's a little bit perverse. Effectively, what he was saying was that the economy is looking a bit shakier and a bit
especially on the jobs front.
Exactly, a bit more uncertain than people thought. And as you said, the way that was translated was a huge boom in all the major stock indices. Of course, the way that kind of gets shaken through is that people expect now a higher odds of interest rate cuts coming out of the Federal Reserve in response to that weakness, and financial conditions are rallying on that front. In
September and quite possibly in October, and they're hoping maybe even in December.
We'll have to see, exactly.
Exactly. So the Dow was up 1.89%, the NASDAQ up 0.84%, the S&P up 1.52%. Related to this, Lisa Cook was in Jackson Hole for this gathering. The president said today that if she does not resign, he's going to fire her. A clear power play on the Board of Governors for the Federal Reserve.
Absolutely. It's pretty troubling. And the seat that Lisa Cook has doesn't theoretically come up until the late 2030s. This is a very, very clear attempt to try to grab that earlier seat that ordinarily wouldn't be up during this president's term at all.
And if he does, and the legality of that is unknown.
Indeed.
There is something in the law that talks about presidential power to fire someone for cause on the Federal Reserve Board of Governors. But we don't know if these underlying allegations about mortgage statements would even fit into that context.
Absolutely, we don't know, and this is all deeply untested. Of course, previously, the Supreme Court's had some willingness to carve out the Federal Reserve and say it's more independent,
and even more protected.
More protected, exactly, even than other federal agencies. But how this goes, I mean, we'll have to see.
And it clearly is sending tremors through the Federal Reserve as an institution.
Absolutely. I mean, one of the key bits of kind of independence to the Federal Reserve is that it takes so long to replace people as governors, and those terms do kind of stretch and stretch and stretch.
Archie, also something just announced by the Commerce Secretary, 10% stake now, the United States federal government in Intel.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Pretty striking. I mean, for a kind of country that's long set itself aside from, say, the Chinese model of state capitalism, to make a provocative comparison, we are seeing an awful lot of things between the actions around US Steel and so on, where the government's really kind of willing to get in and get involved with the governance of American companies in a way that's very unusual.
And the legal umbrella protection the administration asserts is national security, principally.
Exactly. And I mean, the convenient thing about national security is that can mean almost anything. And we'll have to see, but this is an increasingly wide kind of ambit the administration's willing to take in messing around and interfering with particular companies in the US economy.
Archie Hall, great to have you here. I appreciate your time and expertise. Thank you very much.